A desire held without force is still a real desire. It does not become weaker because your hands are no longer closed around it. It does not become less important because you have stopped bargaining with every hour, searching every conversation, and measuring every quiet day for proof that something is moving. The wish remains. The love you hope to know remains. The happiness you want to feel in your ordinary hours remains. The deeper security, freedom, and spiritual richness you long to welcome remain. Only the way you hold these things begins to change. There is an asking that tightens the whole inner world. It says that the answer must come in one exact form. It must arrive through one person, one opportunity, one date, one unmistakable event. It must look the way you pictured it, sound the way you rehearsed it, and come quickly enough to prevent doubt from speaking again. This kind of asking is sincere. It often begins in a heart that has waited a long time. It comes from the part of you that is tired of uncertainty and wants something dependable to hold. There is no shame in that. You were not wrong for wanting reassurance. You were not foolish for hoping that life would finally become easier to trust. You were trying to protect a tender desire from another disappointment. Yet protection can slowly become pressure. The wish that once brought warmth can begin to feel like a task you are failing to complete. You start checking your inner state. Was that thought positive enough? Did doubt undo the intention? Were you grateful in the correct way? Did you miss the right moment? Should you repeat the words again? Should you work harder, believe harder, picture more clearly, or silence every ordinary fear before anything good can come near? The mind can turn hope into constant supervision. Even rest becomes another place to perform. You lie down, but some part of you remains on duty. It reviews what happened. It compares today with what you expected. It examines each delay. It decides that silence must mean refusal. It predicts that the absence of visible movement means nothing is changing. Then it searches for a reason. Perhaps you were not ready. Perhaps you were not certain enough. Perhaps you carried one thought that did not match what you wanted. Perhaps you should have been calmer, more faithful, more patient, or more deserving. This is where a sincere spiritual practice can become heavy. The heart begins with a wish for peace and ends up monitoring itself for mistakes. The mind begins with a desire for openness and ends up afraid of its own passing thoughts. One difficult morning feels dangerous. One tired response feels like evidence. One old fear returns, and you wonder whether you have undone every step you took before it. You have not. A passing thought does not command your future. A difficult emotion does not disqualify you from love. A day of discouragement does not close every path. An honest moment of fear does not erase your capacity for happiness. You do not have to maintain a perfect inner condition to remain connected to good possibilities. Human beings are not made of one unchanging feeling. You move through confidence and uncertainty. You remember, then forget. You open, then protect. You trust, then ask for evidence. You can feel grateful for one part of life while grieving another. You can believe that something better is possible while still carrying memories that make hope feel risky. These are not spiritual failures. They are human movements. Tonight is not asking you to eliminate them. It is not asking you to become someone who never worries, never doubts, never grows impatient, and never wonders whether life has overlooked them. It is asking for something quieter. It is asking whether the desire can remain without being gripped, whether hope can exist without becoming an inspection, whether you can care deeply and still rest. You may have spent many days looking for confirmation. You may have searched the expressions on other people's faces, the speed of their replies, the tone of a message, the number in an account, the movement of a plan, or the absence of change. You may have taken ordinary uncertainty and turned it into a verdict. A delayed answer became rejection. A difficult week became a permanent direction. Someone else's progress became proof that you were behind. A plan that changed became proof that nothing could be trusted. A lonely evening became proof that love had forgotten your name. A tired morning became proof that happiness was farther away than before. You may have tried to answer these fears by forcing certainty. You told yourself that everything would happen exactly as you wanted. You repeated the strongest words you knew. You rejected every thought that sounded less than confident. For a while, this may have helped. Strong words can lift you. Clear intentions can organize the mind. Repetition can build familiarity with a kinder way of thinking. Yet no practice needs to become a punishment. You do not have to use hopeful words against yourself. You do not have to turn affirmation into another standard you are afraid to fail. Words meant to support you should not make you afraid of being honest. They should not demand that you deny what hurts. They should give you a steadier place from which to meet what is true. Some nights, the truest statement may be that you are ready to believe more fully. Some nights, it may be that you are willing to stop rehearsing the worst. Some nights, it may be that you cannot yet feel certain, but you are open to a little more ease. That opening matters, not because it compels life to obey you, not because it guarantees that every desire will arrive in the form you chose. It matters because your inner posture shapes how you meet the life that is already here. It affects what you can recognize. It affects the choices you make when an opportunity appears. It affects whether you speak clearly, set a boundary, ask for help, take a practical step, or remain available to a possibility that does not resemble your first plan. A mind held under constant pressure sees less. It reacts faster. It reads threat into uncertainty. It returns to familiar conclusions because familiar conclusions feel safer than unanswered questions. An open mind does not know everything. It does not pretend that every outcome will be pleasant. It does not surrender judgment or ignore reality. It has enough room to consider that the present moment may not contain the whole answer. That is a very different kind of hope. You may know the habit of bargaining. You promise to become better if something good happens. You offer perfect gratitude in exchange for relief. You tell life that you will never complain again if this one burden is lifted. You make private agreements no one asked you to make. You decide that your goodness must purchase safety. You decide that your patience must earn love. You decide that your spiritual effort must produce a visible reward. When the reward does not appear, you do not question the bargain. You question yourself. You wonder what was missing in you. You search your past for the mistake that explains the present. You search your character for the flaw that explains the delay. You search your practice for the sentence you said incorrectly. You do not need to live under that examination tonight. Love is not a prize for perfect thinking. Happiness is not reserved for people who never struggle. Material stability is not proof of moral worth. Hardship is not proof of spiritual failure. People can be sincere, generous, prayerful, disciplined, and still meet circumstances they did not choose. People can carry wisdom and still need help. They can hold faith and still require practical support. They can speak kindly to themselves and still take medication prescribed by a qualified professional. They can value spiritual reflection and still seek therapy, legal guidance, financial advice, community care, or immediate protection from harm. These things do not oppose inner work. They can stand beside it. A grounded practice does not ask you to replace action with wishing. It does not ask you to remain where you are unsafe. It does not ask you to call neglect patience, call fear devotion, or call silence peace. It supports enough inner steadiness to help you see the next wise step. It gives your nervous system moments of ease while real life is being handled. It helps you speak to yourself in a way that does not add cruelty to difficulty. It reminds you that uncertainty and possibility can exist in the same hour. That is enough for tonight. You do not need to solve every part of your life before sleep. You do not need to determine how love will find you, how happiness will deepen, or how greater prosperity will take shape. You do not need to assign a date to every hope. You do not need to decide which conversation, introduction, decision, lesson, or practical effort will matter most. Your task tonight is smaller. You are learning to want without wounding yourself with the wanting. You are learning to hope without treating the present as an enemy. You are learning to prepare for good without insisting that you already know its exact form. There may have been times when you trusted and were disappointed. This matters. It is easy to speak about openness as though closing never had a reason. Your guardedness did not appear from nowhere. A promise may have been broken. Someone may have left after assuring you they would stay. A plan may have failed after you gave it your best effort. You may have worked carefully and still watched the result go to someone else. You may have expected support and discovered that you had to carry more than seemed fair. You may have asked clearly and heard no answer. You may have believed that a difficult season was ending, only to meet another demanding day. The mind remembers these moments. It learns through repetition. It builds expectations from experience. When hope has been followed by pain, the mind may begin to lower its expectations before life can lower them for you. It calls this realism. Sometimes it is realism. Sometimes it is old protection continuing after the original danger has passed. The purpose of tonight is not to argue with that protection. It helped you survive disappointment. It tried to prevent shock. It reduced hope so that loss might hurt less. It rehearsed bad outcomes because surprise once felt unbearable. It questioned kindness because trust had once been costly. It kept one part of you ready to leave, ready to withdraw, ready to say that you never believed in the first place. That part deserves respect. It does not need humiliation. It does not need to be called negative, resistant, unworthy, or spiritually weak. It needs new experience. It needs moments in which hope is present, but pressure is absent. It needs to discover that you can remain open without becoming unprotected. It needs to learn that trust can include discernment. It needs to learn that love can include boundaries. It needs to learn that faith can include questions. It needs to learn that desire can include patience without turning patience into endless self-denial. You are not trying to destroy your protective instincts. You are helping them become more accurate. Some doors should remain closed. Some offers should be examined carefully. Some people should not regain access merely because they speak beautifully. Some circumstances require immediate action rather than calm reflection. Openness does not mean saying yes to everything. It means that fear no longer makes every decision before wisdom has a chance to speak. You can be open to love and still refuse disrespect. You can be open to happiness and still grieve what you lost. You can be open to spiritual growth and still question teachings that shame you. You can welcome greater financial well-being and still make budgets, learn skills, seek advice, negotiate, save, and take measured risks. You can value the unseen dimensions of life without abandoning the visible responsibilities in front of you. Wholeness does not ask you to choose between inner trust and practical intelligence. They can support each other. The deepest kind of readiness is not passive. It listens, it evaluates, it acts when action is wise. It rests when rest is needed. It changes direction when new information becomes clear. It does not keep pursuing one outcome merely because much time has already been spent pursuing it. It does not confuse attachment with devotion. It does not believe that releasing one exact form means giving up on the deeper desire beneath it. Perhaps the deeper desire is not for one person, but for mutual love. Not for one job, but for meaningful contribution and dependable income. not for one house, but for safety, belonging, and room to breathe. Not for one apology, but for dignity and peace. Not for constant excitement, but for a life in which happiness can appear without being questioned. The form matters, but it is not always the whole truth of the wish. When you hold only the form, every difference feels like failure. When you remember the deeper need, more than one path may become visible. This does not require you to abandon what you prefer. Preference is natural. You may still hope for a particular answer. You may still feel drawn toward a certain future. You may still care deeply about one relationship, one plan, one opportunity, or one change. The open ask does not erase preference. It releases the belief that your peace must wait until preference becomes fact. It says, I know what I desire, and I am willing to meet reality with dignity while life continues to unfold. It says, I can take the next wise step without demanding the full map. It says, I can protect myself without closing every entrance. It says, I can value this hope without making it the judge of my worth. This is where alignment becomes simpler than it may have sounded before. It is not a constant state of emotional brightness. It is not the performance of certainty. It is not a reward given to people who think only approved thoughts. It is not a force that makes every external condition conform to an inner image. Alignment is readiness joined with openness and timing. Readiness means that you are becoming capable of participating in what you ask for. You are learning the communication needed for a healthy relationship. You are creating habits that support the work you hope to do. You are gaining the knowledge required to handle greater responsibility. You are making space in your schedule, your thinking, your home, your choices, or your relationships. You are becoming more honest about what you will and will not accept. Openness means that you are not rejecting every possibility that arrives differently from expectation. You remain curious enough to look again. You remain grounded enough to ask questions. You remain flexible enough to update a plan. You remain connected to your values while releasing the demand that life use only one route. Timing means that not every element is controlled by you. Other people have choices. Circumstances develop. Information appears gradually. Resources change. Bodies require care. Skills take practice. Systems move at their own pace. Some answers depend on conditions that are still forming. Recognizing timing is not surrendering your power. It is recognizing the honest boundary of your power. You can influence much. You cannot control everything. Peace grows when these two truths are held together. You are not helpless. You are not all-powerful. You are a participant. You can prepare. You can choose. You can speak. You can learn. You can leave. You can begin again. You can ask. You can act. You can rest. You can become available to support. You can stop using your energy to argue with what has already happened. You can direct that energy toward what is possible now. Expectation without a deadline is part of this. It is not vague wishing. It is a steady willingness to believe that the future can contain more than the present reveals. It lets you work toward good without demanding that every effort produce immediate evidence. It lets you plant practical causes while accepting that results have their own sequence. It lets you remain awake to improvement even after disappointment taught you to expect repetition. This kind of expectation is quieter than excitement. It does not need to announce itself. It does not need to persuade anyone. It does not collapse because one day is difficult. It does not interpret every obstacle as a message to quit. It also does not interpret every obstacle as a command to push harder. Sometimes it continues. Sometimes it changes methods. Sometimes it asks for support. Sometimes it accepts that one route has ended and another must be considered. This is mature hope. It can live beside facts. It can listen to evidence. It can make corrections. It can admit uncertainty. It can say, I do not know how this will unfold, and I will not use that uncertainty to predict only pain. You may have thought that a miracle must be dramatic, a sudden reversal, a perfect answer arriving at the final moment, a visible event that leaves no room for doubt. Life does sometimes change quickly, yet many of its most meaningful rearrangements are quiet. A new response becomes possible. A boundary is finally spoken. A pattern loses its authority. A conversation happens with greater honesty. You recognize an opportunity you once would have dismissed. You stop returning to a place that repeatedly harms you. You ask for guidance before a problem becomes a crisis. You sleep before making a decision. You forgive yourself enough to begin again. You become willing to learn what pride once made you avoid. Someone offers help, and you do not immediately refuse. A small improvement continues long enough to become stability. None of these moments needs to be exaggerated. They matter because they change participation. They change what you are able to do with the life in front of you. They may not look like lightning. They may look like readiness meeting an opening at the right time. Tonight, you are not trying to command such moments. You are becoming less likely to push them away. You are creating an inner condition in which possibility can be considered without immediately being cross-examined by fear. You are giving your hope somewhere calmer to rest. This is the first night of a longer rhythm, yet it does not need the future nights in order to be complete. Nothing is missing from this listening. You do not have to remember every sentence tomorrow. You do not have to repeat every idea perfectly. The value is not in passing a test. The value is in returning. Each night can meet you differently. One night may soften the pressure around love. Another may reveal how often you postpone happiness until conditions are perfect. Another may help greater prosperity feel less connected to guilt, fear, or the need to prove yourself. Another may bring no obvious realization at all. You may simply sleep. That is not an unsuccessful night. Rest is not wasted because it produced. 'Tis no dramatic insight. The mind continues to learn through repeated safety, repeated kindness, and repeated exposure to thoughts that do not attack it. For now, you can stop asking whether you are doing this correctly. You are here. You are listening. You are willing to consider a different way of holding what matters. That is sufficient. The desire can remain. The pressure can begin to loosen. The future does not need to be forced open tonight. You are preparing to meet it with clearer eyes, wiser boundaries, practical courage, and a heart that no longer mistakes constant tension for commitment. There is more to unfold, but nothing more is required from you in this moment. The ask is still alive. It is becoming open. Now let the mind move towards something simple enough to understand without effort. Picture two pieces of wood resting near each other. They are separate. Each has its own length, its own grain, its own marks left by growth and weather. Neither piece is unfinished merely because it stands alone. Neither piece is defective because it does not yet meet the other. They are complete as they are, and still they have been shaped for connection. At the end of one board, careful cuts form a pattern of widening spaces. At the end of the other, matching forms have been made. The shapes are not identical. They do not need to be. They are different in the precise way that lets them meet. One carries what the other can hold. One opens where the other enters. Their strength does not come from becoming the same. Their strength comes from fitting honestly. This is the quiet wisdom of a dovetail joint. Nothing is hammered through it. No nail pierces the boards and orders them to remain together. No screw is driven down until the wood has no choice. The connection is created through shape, preparation, and a meeting that respects the truth of both sides. The boards slide toward each other. At first, there is still space between them. The cut edges approach. The pattern becomes visible. The joining begins. One piece cannot close the connection alone. It can be prepared. It can be shaped with care. It can be held steadily. It can be brought toward the meeting point. Yet the joint becomes complete only when both parts arrive. This is true of many things you desire. You can prepare for love. You can become more honest. You can learn to listen. You can speak your needs clearly. You can stop accepting what repeatedly diminishes you. You can become more available to tenderness without abandoning discernment. You can shape your side of the meeting. You cannot shape another person's willingness for them. You cannot create mutuality alone. You cannot complete both sides of a relationship through effort, patience, explanation, or spiritual devotion. You can bring your prepared self toward the meeting. The other side must also arrive. This truth may bring relief. Not every cold connection that failed was proof that you were unlovable. Sometimes the shapes did not correspond. Sometimes one side had not been prepared. Sometimes the wood had been cut for a different purpose. Sometimes pressure tried to accomplish what fit could not. Sometimes you worked so hard to keep two pieces together that you did not ask whether they could rest securely without constant force. A strong joining does not require one board to disappear. It does not demand that one side be shaved down endlessly while the other remains unchanged. It does not ask one piece to deny its grain. It does not call pain proof of devotion. It does not become secure because someone holds it together with tired hands every day. True connection contains participation from both sides. It contains shape and response. It contains a meeting that can bear weight because the joining itself is sound. You may have tried to create this strength through pressure. You may have stayed alert, watching for any movement that suggested the bond was loosening. You may have adjusted yourself again and again. You changed your tone. You asked for less. You waited longer. You explained more carefully. You made your needs smaller. You tried to become easier to keep. You told yourself that patience would eventually create compatibility. You hoped that devotion could cut the matching shape into someone who had not chosen it. This was not foolishness. It was longing, trying to become useful. It was the heart searching for something it could do. Action feels safer than helplessness. Adjustment feels safer than accepting that another person has their own readiness, limits, and choices. Yet the dovetail does not become stronger because one side keeps changing after the pattern has already been revealed. There is a point at which further cutting weakens the board. There is a point at which the desire to fit becomes self-erasure. There is a point at which love asks not for more sacrifice, but for clearer sight. You are permitted to see what joins and what does not. You are permitted to honor your shape. You are permitted to leave room for a connection that can meet you without requiring you to become unrecognizable. Love does not need to arrive through struggle in order to be meaningful. A secure bond can be deep without being confusing. It can be passionate without being unstable. It can ask growth from you without asking you to betray yourself. It can contain repair without making injury the normal condition. It can be chosen again and again by two people who are both present for the work. The meeting of the boards is not dramatic. There is no explosion, no flash, no grand announcement. The pieces move closer. The cut forms begin to enter their matching spaces. There may be a moment of resistance. The fit may be close. The hands guiding the wood do not panic. They do not strike wildly. They do not decide that resistance means the joint is impossible. They check the angle. They look carefully. They adjust what can be adjusted without damaging the structure. Then they try again. This is different from forcing. Forcing ignores information. Careful adjustment listens to it. Forcing says The result must happen now. Careful adjustment asks what the present moment is showing. Forcing treats resistance as an enemy. Careful adjustment treats it as guidance. There are times when a small correction is wise. A conversation needs clearer words. A plan needs more time. A skill needs practice. A financial goal needs a realistic structure. A relationship needs a boundary that should have been named earlier. A dream needs a different method. The desire itself may remain true while the approach changes. The board is not condemned because the first attempt does not close. The craft continues with attention. You can approach your happiness this way. You do not need to force yourself into joy. You do not need to pretend that every day feels bright. You do not need to cover sorrow with cheerful words. Happiness is not a shape pressed over your real experience. It is built through honest contact with what supports life within you. A protected hour, a nourishing routine, a conversation in which you do not perform, a room made calmer, a task completed, a burden shared, a boundary kept, a body given sleep, a mind released from one unnecessary argument. These are small forms of preparation. They shape the conditions in which happiness can rest more securely. Joy may not enter through the place you expected. It may not come from winning the approval you once chased. It may not come from finally proving your value to someone committed to misunderstanding it. It may not come from recreating a past that has already ended. It may arrive as the freedom to stop asking an old situation to become new. It may arrive as a life that fits the person you are now. The boards do not argue with their shape. They do not compare their grain. They do not call one pattern superior to the other. They meet through difference. Your life also contains pieces that do not need to be identical in order to belong together. Rest and ambition can meet. Spiritual practice and practical planning can meet. Love for others and protection of yourself can meet. Gratitude and the desire for change can meet. Hope and honesty can meet. Wealth and integrity can meet. Receiving support and remaining capable can meet. You have sometimes been taught to choose one side. Either be content or desire more. Either trust or make plans. Either forgive or maintain boundaries. Either care for others or care for yourself. Either value the spiritual life or attend to money. Yet a strong life is not made by rejecting half of what is true. It is made by learning how truths can join without destroying each other. You can appreciate what you have and still improve what is not working. You can hold compassion and still say no. You can trust your inner guidance and still check the facts. You can pray and still make the call. You can repeat supportive words and still seek qualified help. You can believe in possibility and still prepare carefully. The joining becomes stronger because both sides are present. The wood itself is also important. A dovetail is not drawn on air. It is cut into something real. The grain has direction. The material has limits. The craftsperson pays attention to both. If the cut fights the grain, the edge may split. If the measurement is careless, the joint may become loose. If the wood is rushed before it is ready, it may shift later. The material cannot be ignored in the name of a beautiful design. Your real life is the material. Your energy is real. Your responsibilities are real. Your income, health, time, relationships, and obligations are real. Your history has left a grain. It has created strengths, sensitivities, habits, and places that require care. A practice meant to support you must respect this material. It should not demand an imaginary life from you. It should not ask a tired parent to act as though they have endless hours. It should not ask someone under financial pressure to solve everything through positive thought. It should not ask a grieving person to become cheerful before they are ready. It should not ask someone in danger to remain still and call it trust. The shape of a good next step must be cut from the life that is actually present. This makes the step more honest. It may also make it smaller. A smaller step is not a lesser step when it fits the material. One clear email can matter. One appointment can matter. One application can matter. One evening without contact can matter. One honest review of expenses can matter. One request for support can matter. 1 hour of rest can matter. One decision not to return to a harmful pattern can matter. These actions may not look spiritual from the outside. They are still part of making room for a stronger joining. What you call spiritual abundance may begin as a life that no longer leaks energy through constant self-rejection. It may begin as the ability to sit in your own company without feeling abandoned. It may begin as trust in your capacity to respond, even when the future is unclear. It may begin as a deeper relationship with truth. Not a truth used to frighten you. Not a truth shaped by the harshest prediction. A living truth that includes both difficulty and possibility. You are here. You have survived things you once did not know how to survive. You have learned through experience. You have made mistakes and remained worthy of another choice. You have lost time and still have time before you. You have been and disappointed and still possess the capacity to care. You have closed yourself and still know how to open a little. The grain of your life contains evidence of strength. It also contains tenderness. A wise joining respects both. Now imagine the two prepared ends coming closer. The movement is steady. No one is trying to prove anything. The hands guiding the boards are calm because they understand that fit cannot be created by panic. The first edges meet. The shaped parts begin to slide into one another. A form that looked incomplete by itself now reveals its purpose in connection. The open spaces were not failures. They were places prepared to hold. The extended forms were not excessive. They were made to enter where room had been created. This may change how you see the open places in yourself. An open place is not always emptiness. It can be capacity. The fact that you still desire love does not mean you are lacking. It means there is room in you for shared life. The fact that you desire greater happiness does not mean your present is worthless. It means you can sense a fuller way of living. The fact that you desire greater financial ease does not make you greedy. It may mean you are ready for more choice, more security, more generosity, or less fear. The fact that you want spiritual depth does not mean you have failed to find meaning. It means meaning continues to unfold. An open space can ache when it remains unanswered for a long time. That ache deserves compassion. Yet the space itself is not evidence against you. It is part of your capacity to meet something that belongs there. You do not need to fill every opening with the first thing that approaches. A dovetail works because the forms correspond. A random piece cannot be pushed into the pattern without damage. Loneliness may tempt you to accept attention that does not contain care. Financial fear may tempt you toward promises that are not sound. Exhaustion may tempt you to follow anyone who speaks with certainty. The desire for spiritual assurance may tempt you to trust claims that blame you for suffering or promise control over what no one can control. You are allowed to examine the shape. Does this opportunity support your values? Does this relationship respect your boundaries? Does this teaching make you more grounded or more afraid? Does this decision create stability or only temporary relief? Does this path require you to ignore evidence? Does it ask you to hand over your judgment? Does it strengthen your participation in life or make you dependent on repeated reassurance? Discernment protects the joint. It is not the enemy of faith. It helps prevent the wrong connection from being mistaken for destiny. You do not have to call every meeting meaningful. You do not have to keep every promise made to you by someone who has not acted with care. You do not have to treat intensity as compatibility. You do not have to treat urgency as guidance. A secure fit can withstand examination. It does not need confusion to remain powerful. It does not punish you for asking questions. It does not demand immediate surrender. It lets truth be seen. As the boards continue to slide together, the visible gap becomes smaller. What was separate begins to form one structure. Each piece remains itself. Its grain is still visible. Its history has not disappeared. Connection has not erased identity. It has created support. This is an important image for love. You do not become worthy of connection by losing your edges. You do not need to dissolve into another person's preferences. A healthy joining does not remove the distinction between two lives. It creates a place where those lives can meet securely. There is closeness and there is room. There is commitment and there is breath. There is shared direction and there is individual responsibility. There is affection and there is truth. You may be ready to release the old idea that love requires endless uncertainty. You may be ready to stop calling anxiety a sign of depth. You may be ready to welcome a bond that does not need constant repair, merely to remain present. The mind that grew familiar with instability may not trust steadiness at first. Peace can feel unfamiliar. Clear communication can feel almost too simple. Reliability can seem less exciting than longing. You may wait for the hidden complication. You may search for the moment when safety changes into loss. This is where repetition helps. Not repetition used to force belief. Repetition used to make a new possibility familiar. Night after night, the mind can hear that security is not emptiness. Mutual care is not dullness. Respect is not distance. Peace is not a warning. A love that fits may feel different from a love you once had to chase. Different does not mean less alive. It may mean less painful. The boards move farther. The shapes hold more of each other. The joint begins to carry itself. The hands guiding it no longer have to support every part. The structure is becoming secure from within. This is what you may be seeking in happiness as well. Not a mood that requires constant management, not a bright feeling you must hold up with effort, a way of living that carries more of its own support. Habits that protect your energy. Relationships that do not repeatedly drain your dignity. Work that may be demanding, but does not require continual betrayal of your values. A home atmosphere that offers some restoration. A financial plan that reduces avoidable fear. A spiritual practice that returns you to reality with more steadiness, not less. These are forms of inner and outer support. They make happiness less dependent on a perfect day. You are not trying to feel joyful every hour. You are building a structure in which joy has somewhere to remain. The same is true of prosperity. A secure financial life is rarely created through one thought alone. It develops through decisions, knowledge, opportunity, effort, support, timing, and circumstances that differ from person to person. There is no moral failure in needing time. There is no spiritual shame in starting small. There is no weakness in asking for advice. You may begin by looking honestly at what enters and what leaves. You may begin by learning one skill. You may begin by applying for work, negotiating compensation, changing a habit, reducing a cost, addressing debt, or seeking professional guidance. You may begin by refusing the belief that money must always arrive through exhaustion. You may begin by becoming more comfortable with fair exchange. You may begin by letting yourself keep some of what you earn. The prepared joint does not promise that the wood will never meet pressure. It creates strength for carrying pressure more wisely. Greater financial stability does not promise a life without uncertainty. It can provide more room to respond, more choice, more time, more capacity to help, more protection from emergencies, more freedom to leave what is harmful. It is reasonable to desire this. You do not need to make the desire grander than it is. You do not need to claim that wealth proves spiritual success. You can want enough. You can want ease. You can want a life in which money is handled with clarity rather than constant fear. The joint closes farther. There is a moment when the shapes that once seemed complicated begin to reveal their simple purpose. They were made to hold, not by grasping, by correspondence. You may not yet know what in your future corresponds to the preparation happening within you. You may not know which conversation will matter. You may not know which skill will meet an opportunity. You may not know which boundary will create space for healthier love. You may not know which quiet change will become the beginning of a happier season. You do not need to know. Preparation has value before the meeting is visible. The craftsperson does not abandon careful work because the completed structure has not yet appeared. Each measured cut matters. Each smoothed edge matters. Each correction matters. Your honest choices matter before their full effect can be seen. The apology you make matters. The apology you stop waiting for may also matter. The money you save matters. The rest you protect matters. The pattern you interrupt matters. The skill you practice matters. The truth you finally admit matters. The kindness you offer your own mind matters. None of this has to be dramatic to be real. You are shaping your side of the meeting. Now the two boards close. The final movement is small. The gap disappears. The forms settle into one another. No nail is needed. Nothing foreign has to be driven through the wood to make it stay. The strength H comes from how the pieces meet. This is not the strength of force. It is the strength of fit. Let that truth rest in you. The good that belongs in your life does not need you to become smaller in order to hold it. It may require growth. It may require courage. It may require learning, patience, action, or change. Yet it will not require the destruction of your essential self. What joins securely with your life will have room for your truth. What supports your happiness will not demand that you pretend. What supports love will not make dignity impossible. What supports greater prosperity will not require you to abandon wisdom. What supports spiritual depth will not ask you to reject reality. You can prepare without controlling. You can move without pushing. You can desire without gripping. You can meet without chasing. You can participate without carrying both sides. This understanding is the beginning of the attunement, not a command to life, not a bargain, a way of speaking to yourself that supports the shape you are becoming. The central words are simple. I am joined securely with life's good. Let the sentence arrive without testing it. You do not need to decide whether you believe every part of it. You can hear it as a direction. You can hear it as a willingness. You can hear it as a new pattern being cut with care. I am joined securely with life's good. The word securely does not mean that nothing will ever change. It does not mean that loss becomes impossible. It means your relationship with good no longer depends on holding one exact form forever. Love can change and still teach you love. A season can end and still leave strength. Money can move and still be handled with growing wisdom. Happiness can rise and fall while remaining part of your capacity. The deeper joining is not with one event. It is with your ability to participate in what supports life. Let the sentence come one more time with less pressure around it. I am joined securely with life's good. You do not have to make it louder. You do not have to repeat it until doubt disappears. Doubt may still be present. It can sit nearby without controlling the practice. The smaller willingness may be enough. I am willing to meet what supports me. That sentence does not ask you to predict. It asks only for participation. It leaves room for reality. It leaves room for timing. It leaves room for discernment. It leaves room for the possibility that good may approach in a form you have not rehearsed. Now let the I am statements continue from this prepared place. Each one is a shaped edge. Each one is an invitation to a more secure meeting. I am worthy of love that meets me honestly. I am learning the shape of lasting happiness. I am open to support that respect. Keeps my boundaries. I am becoming steadier with money and choice. I am ready for good that fits my values. I am safe to grow without abandoning myself. I am willing to recognize mutual care. I am building a life that can hold peace. I am joined securely with life's good. You do not need to memorize these lines. You do not need to repeat them with perfect confidence. Let them pass through the mind as the boards pass toward one another. Some may enter easily. Some may meet resistance. The resistance is information, not failure. If the words about love feel difficult, there may be an old cut shaped by disappointment. If the words about happiness feel distant, there may be a history of postponing joy until everyone else was settled. If the words about money bring tension, there may be memories of scarcity, conflict, dependence, or loss. If the words about safety feel unfamiliar, your mind may still associate growth with risk. Nothing needs to be forced. The craft remains careful. A statement can be softened without losing its direction. I am willing to consider love that meets me honestly. I am learning that happiness can enter ordinary hours. I am open to one form of useful support. I am becoming a little steadier with money. I am willing to choose what respects my values. I am learning to grow without leaving myself behind. I am open to recognizing mutual care when it appears. I am preparing one part of my life for peace. A smaller willingness is still movement. The joint closes through correspondence, not pressure. Your mind also learns through what fits its present capacity. Tonight, a full declaration may fit. Tomorrow, only a quiet possibility may fit. Both can belong to the practice. You are not earning the right to good through repetition. You are becoming more familiar with thoughts that support wise participation. The words are not nails. They do not pin reality into place. They shape your side of the meeting. They can influence how you speak, how you choose, what you tolerate, what you question, what you prepare for, what you recognize, what you stop chasing. This is enough work for one night. The boards are joined. The structure is beginning to hold. You can rest without keeping your hands on every edge. What fits securely does not need constant force. What is still being prepared does not need condemnation. What does not fit does not define your worth. The open places in you are not evidence of absence. They are living capacity. Love can meet that capacity. Happiness can inhabit it. Greater ease can grow within it. Spiritual depth can strengthen it. Your task is not to fill every space before morning. Your task is to remain present for the careful shaping of your own life. The next meeting will come in its time. For now, you have prepared enough. You do not need to rise from this preparation and search for immediate proof. A joint that has been shaped carefully does not become stronger because it is tested every few moments. It is not pulled apart to make sure it can hold. It is not struck repeatedly to confirm that the pieces have met. Once the fit is understood, the structure is given a chance to carry its own weight. You can offer yourself the same trust tonight. The words have entered. The image has settled. The open places within you have been seen as capacity rather than failure. Now readiness can become quieter. You may have confused readiness with constant activity. You may have believed that being prepared meant checking every possibility, answering every message quickly, improving every part of yourself, and staying alert for the exact moment something might change. There are times when action is necessary. There are also times when more action adds no strength. A craftsperson knows when another cut would help and when it would damage the shape already formed. That wisdom matters. You are learning to tell the difference between preparation and overworking. Preparation gives structure. Overworking often comes from fear. Preparation says, I will do what is mine to do. Fear says, I must do everything because nothing will happen unless I control every part. Preparation creates a clear edge. Fear keeps cutting after the edge is already true. Preparation can rest. Fear believes rest will cause the whole structure to fail. You may recognize this in the way you approach relationships. You think of what to say next. You review the last exchange. You calculate how much interest to show. You try to sound warm without seeming too available. You try to appear independent without becoming distant. You study pauses. You interpret timing. You look for hidden meaning in ordinary words. You begin shaping yourself around another person's uncertain response. Soon, connection feels less like meeting and more like solving a difficult design alone. Mutual love does not require this level of private labor. Healthy communication may still ask courage from you. You may need to speak first. You may need to name what you want. You may need to ask a direct question and accept an honest answer. Yet you should not have to manufacture both sides of the fit. You should not have to translate repeated inconsistency into secret devotion. You should not have to call confusion mystery. You should not have to remain in uncertainty because occasional affection makes you afraid to leave. Receiving readiness means you are open to love while remaining loyal to truth. It means you can welcome closeness without giving away your judgment. It means you can care deeply and still look at patterns. It means you do not decide that a person is right for you merely because your feelings are strong. Feelings are real. They are not always instructions. A secure joining is known by what it can hold. Can the connection hold honesty? Can it hold a boundary? Can it hold disagreement without punishment? Can it hold your full voice? Can it hold ordinary days, not only intense ones? Can it hold responsibility when something goes wrong? Can both people make corrections? Can both people admit when a cut was careless and repair it with patience? These questions do not make love less spiritual. They protect its structure. The same care belongs in every kind of receiving. An opportunity may look attractive and still deserve examination. An offer may arrive at the right moment and still contain terms you should understand. A teaching may sound comforting and still make claims that should be questioned. A financial path may promise ease while hiding serious risk. A new direction may excite you while asking more time, money, or energy than you can presently give. Openness does not mean immediate agreement. You can receive information before receiving the offer. You can take time. You can ask for details. You can consult someone qualified. You can sleep before answering. You can recognize that urgency sometimes belongs to the person trying to influence you, not to the decision itself. Your spiritual life does not require you to abandon careful judgment. Wisdom is part of readiness. A dovetail joint is measured before it is closed. The craftsperson does not call measurement mistrust. Measurement is respect for the material. It protects both pieces from damage. Your questions can serve the same purpose. What will this decision require from me? What does the evidence show? Does this person's behavior match their words? What is the likely cost if the plan does not work? Do I have the capacity to carry this now? Am I choosing from clarity or from fear of missing out? Does this path support my values? Would I advise someone I love to accept the same conditions? You do not need to ask all of these questions tonight. They are reminders that inner openness and practical wisdom belong together. You are not becoming passive. You are becoming less frantic. You are not surrendering your ability to choose. You are releasing the belief that every choice must be made under emotional pressure. A calm decision is not always the easiest decision. It may still involve loss. It may require you to leave what is familiar. It may ask you to disappoint someone who benefited from your lack of boundaries. It may require patience while a better structure is built. Calm does not mean painless. It means you are no longer adding unnecessary panic to the truth. There are parts of life that cannot be joined securely until an old connection is examined. A damaged joint may continue holding for a while. From the outside, it may appear complete. Yet pressure reveals movement. The edges shift. The weight is no longer carried evenly. Someone must keep placing a hand against the structure to stop it from separating. You may know relationships like this. You may know commitments like this. You may know beliefs like this. They appear stable because you are constantly stabilizing them. You keep giving more. You keep explaining. You keep forgiving without change. You keep lowering your expectations. You keep providing energy that the structure itself does not return. You call this loyalty because calling it exhaustion would require a decision. Tonight, you do not have to make that decision. You can begin by seeing the structure honestly. What are you holding together through constant effort? What becomes unstable whenever you stop managing it? What asks you to carry responsibility that should be shared? What appears secure only because you do not permit yourself to rest? These questions are not accusations. They are a light placed on the joinery. They help you see where support is real and where your hands have become the hidden support. There may be places where renewed care can restore strength. A conversation may correct the angle. A clearer agreement may protect the fit. A boundary may stop further damage. Shared effort may make repair possible. There may also be places where the structure has reached its limit. Not everything is meant to be held forever. Wood can be reused. A piece removed from one failed design is not useless. It carries marks from where it was joined before. Those marks become part of its history. They may require smoothing. They may change how the next connection is formed. Yet the material still has value. You still have value after an ending. You are not ruined because a bond did not last. You are not less capable of love because you once chose someone who could not meet you well. You are not permanently closed because pain taught you to protect yourself. You are not behind because your life took a different shape than expected. You may carry marks. Marks are not the same as damage beyond repair. Some marks become knowledge. You understand more clearly what respect feels like. You recognize the early movement of an unstable pattern. You know how costly it is to abandon your own voice. You know that chemistry cannot replace character. You know that promises cannot carry weight without consistent action. You know that your peace matters. This knowledge can become part of the next careful measurement. It does not need to become a wall against every future meeting. Protection can mature into discernment. Discernment can remain open. The board does not fear every joint because see one structure failed. It is inspected. Its condition is understood. Then the next design is approached with greater skill. You may approach happiness in this way too. Perhaps you once trusted happiness only when everything was going well. You let yourself relax after the answer came. The bill was paid, the person returned, the plan succeeded, or the danger passed. Then another uncertainty appeared. The mind concluded that happiness was temporary and therefore unsafe. It began preparing for loss even during good moments. You smiled while waiting for the change. You rested while listening for the interruption. You loved while imagining the ending. You received while planning how you would survive having it taken away. This may have felt like preparation. Often it was the old mind trying to prevent surprise. Yet rehearsing loss does not preserve good. It only reduces your contact with what is present. You are permitted to let a good moment be good. You do not have to assign it permanence. You do not have to claim that nothing will change. You can let the structure hold the weight of this hour. A kind conversation can be received as kindness. A safe room can be experienced as safety. A meal can be enough for the moment in which it is eaten. A quiet evening does not need to promise a quiet life. A loving gesture does not need to solve every question before it can be appreciated. Receiving becomes easier when you stop demanding that each good thing guarantee all future good. The joint holds what it was built to hold. You do not ask one connection to carry the entire structure of your worth. You do not ask one success to prove that you will never struggle again. You do not ask one peaceful night to erase every difficult memory. You let each support serve its honest purpose. This creates a life with many points of strength. A dependable friendship, a useful skill, a clear boundary, a modest reserve, a trusted professional, a routine that protects sleep, a place where you can speak truthfully, a practice that helps you return to yourself, a willingness to begin again. No single piece has to carry everything. Spiritual abundance may be understood this way, not as an endless accumulation of dramatic rewards, as a life containing more than one source of support, more than one place where meaning can be found, more than one person you can call, more than one skill you can use, more than one way forward, more than one reason to remain hopeful. A rich inner life does not depend on constant external success. It helps you meet success and difficulty without losing all contact with yourself. It helps you recognize value that fear once ignored. It does not make hardship beautiful when hardship is simply hard. It does not ask you to be grateful for mistreatment. It does not turn injustice into a private lesson so that nothing practical has to change. It gives you enough inner steadiness to respond with greater clarity. Sometimes the response is appreciation. Sometimes it is action. Sometimes it is protest. Sometimes it is departure. Sometimes it is asking others to stand with you. Sometimes it is accepting help that your pride once refused. Receiving is not always soft. Receiving can mean letting truth enter. It can mean hearing that a pattern is harmful. It can mean accepting that your current plan is not working. It can mean taking guidance from someone with greater knowledge. It can mean admitting that the weight is too much to carry alone. A board under too much strain is not blamed for needing reinforcement. The load is examined. The design is reconsidered. Support is added where support is required. You deserve the same practical compassion. When life becomes heavy, seeking help is not evidence that your inner work has failed. It is a form of participation. A qualified counselor may help you understand a pattern that affirmations alone cannot resolve. A doctor may address symptoms that rest and hopeful thinking do not explain. A financial professional may help you create a plan suited to your real circumstances. A legal advisor may clarify rights that fear has made difficult to see. A trusted community may provide protection, food, transport, childcare, or company. Your willingness to receive these forms of care can be part of a secure joining with life. Good does not have to arrive only as a private spiritual feeling. It may arrive through training, through expertise, through a written plan, through a safe place, through someone answering the phone, through information that helps you choose, through systems of support built by people who understand the kind of weight you are carrying. You do not need to romanticize the route. Useful help is useful help. Let yourself be available to it. You may have been taught that asking for support makes you a burden. Perhaps you became the dependable one early. You learned to carry your own weight and some of everyone else's. You became skilled at entering a room and sensing what was needed. You adjusted before anyone had to ask. You solved problems quietly. You hid your fear so others could rest. You became one of the hands holding the entire structure together. People may have admired your strength. They may not have seen the cost. Strength without support becomes strain. A board is not praised for carrying more than it was designed to bear until it breaks. A wise design distributes weight. Your life can do the same. You can share a concern before it becomes a crisis. You can ask someone else to complete their part. You can say that you are not available. You can ask for more time. You can admit that you do not know. You can let another person bring knowledge, effort, or care. Receiving does not reduce your strength. It protects your strength from becoming your only identity. You are more than the person who manages everything. You are also someone who can be met, someone who can be considered, someone whose needs deserve a place in the design, someone who can rest while another capable person carries part of the load. This may feel unfamiliar. The first attempt to receive may create resistance. You may want to take the task back. You may explain too much. You may apologize for needing anything. You may offer repayment before the kindness has even reached you. You may distrust what comes without struggle. Stay near the smaller opening. I am willing to receive appropriate support. You do not have to receive from everyone. You do not have to accept help that contains control. You do not have to become indebted to people who use generosity as access. Appropriate support respects your dignity. It does not make you afraid to say no later. It does not keep a secret account of everything given. It does not require your obedience. It strengthens your ability to stand in your own life. You may let that kind of support come closer. The pieces approach through mutual respect. Neither is made inferior by the joining. Neither loses its purpose. Both become part of something capable of carrying more. This is also how healthy collaboration works. You bring what you know. Another person brings what they know. The strengths differ. The differences are not treated as threats. There is room for correction. There is room for credit. There is room for both voices. You do not have to be the most capable person in every room. You do not have to know everything before you begin. You can enter a partnership without pretending. You can say, "This is my strength, and this is where I need help." Honest edges create better connections. Pretending to have no needs creates a shape no one can truly meet. There is nothing spiritually advanced about hiding your humanity. The right forms of good can meet the person you actually are. Not the tireless version, not the perfectly confident version, not the version who never feels fear, not the version who has already healed every old wound. You, as you are now, can participate in worthy love, meaningful happiness, responsible prosperity, and spiritual depth. Growth will continue. You do not need to complete yourself before life is permitted to meet you. A piece of wood does not wait until it has no grain, no marks, and no natural variation before entering the design. Its real character becomes part of the finished structure. Your tenderness may become part of how you love. Your history may become part of how you recognize another person's pain. Your caution may help you make a thoughtful decision. Your mistakes may help you build with greater patience. Your need for quiet may shape a calmer home. Your deceit for fairness may guide the way you earn, spend, and share. The qualities you once judged may have a place when they are understood and used wisely. Even resistance can carry information. Resistance may say that the pace is too fast. It may say that the offer does not feel safe. It may say that an old experience is being touched. It may say that you need more facts. It may say that rest should come before a decision. Resistance is not always a command to stop. It is also not always something to overcome. It can be examined. What is this reaction protecting? Is the protection responding to the present or to an older pattern? What information would create clarity? What boundary would help? What smaller step feels honest? The craftsperson does not curse the wood for responding to pressure. The response helps guide the next movement. Your body and mind also communicate. Listen without making every sensation prophetic. A feeling is not automatically a prediction. It is part of the information available to you. You can combine inner awareness with external facts. You can take your time when time is available. You can seek immediate help when safety requires it. You can move slowly without calling yourself blocked. You can move quickly without calling yourself reckless when the situation is clear. Readiness is responsive. It does not follow one rigid rule. This is why your path will not look exactly like anyone else's. The cut is made for the actual board. Someone else's timing may not fit your material. Their relationship, career, income, home, or spiritual practice may be beautiful and still not be your measurement. Comparison ignores grain. It holds two different pieces side by side and asks why their markings do not match. You may admire another life without using it as evidence against your own. You may learn from someone's method without copying every decision. You may celebrate their joining while your own preparation continues. Their completed structure does not mean your work has been refused. It means you have seen one example of what careful meeting can create. Let inspiration remain inspiration. Do not turn it into accusation. The mind may say that you should have reached a certain point by now. It may list ages, dates, and milestones. It may speak as though life were a workshop in which every piece must be finished on the same schedule. Real lives are not shaped that way. Circumstances differ, access differs, responsibilities differ, support differs, health differs, the effects of past harm differ, timing differs. You are not late merely because your sequence is not someone else's sequence. You can still examine whether fear has delayed a necessary step. You can still take responsibility where responsibility belongs. Self-compassion does not remove accountability. It makes accountability more useful. Shame says you are the flaw. Responsibility says a cut can be corrected. Shame freezes the hands. Responsibility returns them to the work. You may see choices you wish you had made differently. You may recognize years spent trying to force a fit. You may grieve what those years cost. Let the grief be honest. Then remember that seeing clearly now is not too late. The next cut can be wiser because of what you know. The next boundary can be clearer. The next agreement can be examined. The next opportunity can be approached with more patience. The next season can be shaped by the person you have become. No honest learning is wasted. Tonight, the structure within you is making room for this truth. You can participate without controlling every outcome. You can prepare without punishing yourself. You can receive without surrendering discernment. You can rest without abandoning your desire. You can act without panic. You can release what does not fit without calling yourself a failure. These understandings belong together. They form a pattern stronger than any one statement alone. You are not asking life to prove your worth. You are beginning from worth. You are not asking love to rescue you from yourself. You are preparing to share life without disappearing inside it. You are not asking happiness to erase every difficult feeling. You are creating conditions in which more than pain can be present. You are not asking money to make you superior or invulnerable. You are building greater steadiness, choice, and responsible care. You are not asking spiritual practice to control the uncontrollable. You are using it to meet reality with a kinder and clearer mind. This is a secure form of readiness. It has room for hope and facts, room for prayer and planning, room for desire and boundaries, room for rest and action, room for your individual shape and the good that may one day correspond to it. If this night is helping you loosen the old pressure, save these words for night 2. Return because familiarity can make a safer pattern easier to inhabit. Not because missing a night would undo anything. There is no punishment in the sequence. There is only another opportunity to come back to the careful meeting. For now, remain with this night. The joint does not need to be reopened. The measurement does not need to be checked again. Let the structure hold. Let your mind discover that it can step away without everything falling apart. You have done what belongs to this moment. The next step will become clear when it is time to take it. The next answer does not need to arrive before you rest. The next connection does not need to be identified. The next opportunity does not need to be chased through the dark. Your open places can remain open without becoming emergencies. They are not wounds that must be filled tonight. They are spaces of capacity. They can wait for what fits. You can wait with those, but becoming still in every part of life. You can continue your practical work. You can care for the responsibilities already in your hands. You can speak honestly. You can protect your energy. You can learn. You can ask. You can choose. Then you can leave room for another side of the meeting to come from beyond your control. This is not helpless waiting. It is active participation without private force. It is the calm of a prepared edge, the dignity of a clear shape, the patience of material that does not need to become something else in order to belong. You belong in a life that can hold your truth. You belong in relationships where weight is shared. You belong in work that does not require the destruction of your inner life. You belong in forms of prosperity that are handled with wisdom. You belong in a spiritual practice that supports reality rather than denying it. You do not need to prove these things through strain. You can begin by no longer consenting to what repeatedly contradicts them. Each refusal of the wrong fit protects capacity for something sounder. Each clear choice shapes your side. Each moment of honest rest preserves the material. Each request for appropriate help adds support. Each time you speak to yourself without cruelty, the work becomes steadier. There is no need to rush the craft. A secure joining is worth careful preparation. You are not being delayed as punishment. You are living through a process whose full pattern cannot always be seen from the piece currently in your hands. Continue with what is clear. Leave what is not yet yours to control. Let the open ask remain open. The desire is still honored. Your dignity is still present. Your life is still moving. The pieces that belong together do not need to be driven into one another. They meet through readiness, truth, participation, and time. Tonight, your side is enough. The structure can begin carrying more of its own weight now. You do not need to hold every thought in place. You do not need to guard the edges of every hope. You do not need to keep returning to the question of whether you are ready enough. Readiness is not a performance you maintain through effort. It can become a quiet quality of the way you live. A board prepared for joining does not keep announcing its preparation. Its shape is present. Its grain is present. Its open spaces are present. The work already completed remains within it. Your inner work can rest in the same way. The boundary you learned to keep is still part of you when you are not thinking about it. The lesson you gained from disappointment is still available when you are not reviewing the past. The skill you practiced remains with you while you sleep. The truthful conversation you had has already changed the shape of what comes next. The small amount you saved has not disappeared because you stopped checking it. The help you requested continues to matter even when the answer has not yet arrived. Not everything requires your attention in order to keep developing. Some processes continue when your hands are still. This is not a promise that every unfinished matter will resolve itself. It is permission to stop treating attention as the only force holding life together. You have influence. You also have limits. Rest respects both truths. It preserves the material from being worked beyond its strength. You may have learned to remain mentally active because activity once protected you. Thinking ahead helped you avoid criticism. Watching other people's moods helped you stay safe. Reviewing every detail helped you reduce mistakes. Preparing for disappointment helped you feel less surprised. These habits may still begin automatically when the room grows quiet. The day ends and the mind opens its private workshop. It places every conversation on the table. It measures the words. It studies the angles. It searches for a cut that might have been made differently. It imagines how tomorrow could go wrong. It tries to repair structures that do not yet exist. You do not have to fight this mind. You can thank it for its long service. Then you can place the tools down. Nothing important is being abandoned. The work is only being paused before strain becomes damage. A skilled hand does not continue cutting after visibility has faded. It waits for clearer light. Many decisions become kinder in the morning. Many fears lose some authority after sleep. Many problems remain real, but become easier to arrange when the body is no longer exhausted. You are permitted to delay what does not require an immediate answer. You are permitted to say that you will return to it with more strength. You are permitted to let one night belong to restoration. The joint already formed does not resent the pause. The board awaiting its match does not become unworthy through stillness. Your life is not falling behind while you rest. Rest is part of the workmanship. It protects accuracy. It protects patience. It protects the ability to recognize what truly fits. A tired mind may accept the wrong answer because uncertainty feels unbearable. A rested mind can remain open for longer. It can examine without panic. It can say no without needing to hate what it refuses. It can say yes without pretending there is no risk. It can revise without calling the first plan a failure. It can meet change without losing all connection to its values. This is the kind of inner steadiness you are building, not a life without movement, a life with stronger joinery, a life in which each part does not depend on fear to remain attached, a life in which love is connected to truth, happiness is connected to daily care, prosperity is connected to wise participation, spiritual depth is connected to reality. These connections can carry more than hopeful words alone. They can become lived forms. Love becomes lived when you speak honestly and listen without preparing your defense. It becomes lived when you stop offering access to people who repeatedly harm you. It becomes lived when you repair what can be repaired and release what cannot be made mutual. It becomes lived when you treat your own needs as part of the relationship rather than an inconvenience outside it. Happiness becomes lived when you stop postponing every good moment until the whole structure is complete. It becomes lived when you protect what restores you. It becomes lived when you let laughter remain simple. It becomes lived when sorrow is given honest room instead of being forced beneath cheerful language. It becomes lived when you recognize that a difficult day can still contain one supported moment. Prosperity becomes lived through the way you handle what is present. It becomes lived when you learn rather than hide. It becomes lived when you make one realistic plan. It becomes lived when you stop linking your value to a number. It becomes lived when you ask for fair exchange. It becomes lived when you protect yourself from promises that depend on urgency and secrecy. It becomes lived when you use greater resources to create greater stability rather than greater fear. Spiritual depth becomes lived when it makes you more honest, when it helps you remain kind without becoming easily controlled, when it helps you face facts without surrendering hope, when it deepens your responsibility rather than making every event someone else's fault, when it turns you toward wise support instead of away from it, when it gives you language for wonder without asking you to deny uncertainty. These forms belong together like the shaped ends of prepared boards. Each enters a space that can hold it. Each strengthens another part of the structure. You do not need to perfect all of them tonight. The mind can learn through brief statements now. Let each statement arrive as a measured piece. Do not push it into belief. Let it rest where it can. I am open without losing myself. I am ready for mutual love. I am safe with clear boundaries. I am worthy of honest care. I am learning secure connection. I am available to happiness. I am present for today. I am free to rest. I am kinder to my mind. I am patient with my growth. I am shaping wise choices. I am guided by truth. I am willing to ask. I am willing to learn. I am open to support. I am responsible for my part. I am released from carrying both sides. I am allowed to reconsider. Time toes. I am free to say no. I am free to say yes. I am becoming financially steadier. I am capable of practical action. I am learning fair exchange. I am worthy beyond numbers. I am building useful habits. I am open to new routes. I am prepared to recognize fit. I am no longer chasing confusion. I am choosing what can hold me. I am making room for peace. I am trusting careful timing. I am respecting my real limits. I am preserving my strength. I am growing without self-erasure. I am meeting life honestly. I am open to worthy opportunities. I am available to wise help. I am learning to receive. I am creating inner stability. I am releasing needless pressure. I am willing to be surprised by good. I am joined with what supports life. I am becoming easier to support. I am letting secure patterns feel familiar. I am ready to carry joy. I am ready to share weight. I am open to lasting well-being. I am at peace with gradual progress. I am prepared enough for tonight. Let the last statement remain nearby. Prepared enough for tonight. Not prepared for every future event. Not prepared to answer every question. Not prepared to carry every possible weight. Prepared enough for this night. Prepared enough to stop. Prepared enough to trust the work already completed. Prepared enough to leave unfinished pieces on the table without turning them into accusations. You may feel resistance to some of the statements. Perhaps the words about mutual love touched a place that still expects abandonment. Perhaps the words about money touched old fear. Perhaps the words about support brought memories of help that came with conditions. Perhaps the invitation to rest awakened the belief that safety depends on vigilance. Nothing must be corrected immediately. The statement can remain outside the tightest place. It can wait near the edge. A piece is not struck harder because it has not entered on the first attempt. The angle is respected. The material is protected. You can use a smaller line. I am considering a new pattern. That is enough. You do not have to leap from old fear into complete trust. You can move from certainty of harm into willingness to observe. You can move from expecting rejection into openness as to evidence. You can move from carrying everything alone into asking one trustworthy person for one useful thing. You can move from financial avoidance into looking at one number. You can move from postponing happiness into accepting one peaceful moment. Small movements can change the eventual fit. The craft is not made of one dramatic action. It is made of careful choices that correspond. You may not see how today's choice joins tomorrow's opening. You may not see how one refusal protects a future yes. You may not see how one period of rest improves a decision. You may not see how one honest expense review creates room months later. You may not see how one conversation changes the kind of relationship you are willing to enter. The full design is not always visible from the single edge being shaped. Continue with what can be known. Is the choice honest? Is it safe enough? Is it respectful? Is it practical? Does it preserve your dignity? Does it support the structure you say you want? You do not need to demand certainty beyond these questions. You may still make mistakes. Careful people make mistakes. Wise people misread a situation. Strong people remain too long. Loving people trust someone who is not ready. Responsible people face circumstances they could not have predicted. A mistake does not mean all inner guidance is false. It means you are human inside a world containing many moving parts. You can correct without condemning yourself. A joint that is too tight can be adjusted. A joint that is too loose can sometimes be strengthened. A piece cut for one design may become useful in another. The work can change direction. Your life is not destroyed by every imperfect cut. You have more capacity for repair than fear admits. Repair begins with truth, not with pretending the gap is not there, not with holding the structure so tightly that no one can see it move. Truth asks what happened. What part belongs to you? What part belongs to another person? What can still be changed? What requires support? What must be grieved? What should not be repeated? The answers may not arrive all at once. One clear answer is useful. It becomes an edge the next choice can meet. You are learning not to use spiritual language to cover structural problems. You do not call an unstable connection destined because you are afraid to leave. You do not call exhaustion service because you fear disappointing others. You do not call financial denial trust because the numbers are uncomfortable. You do not call silence forgiveness when resentment is growing beneath it. You do not call danger a lesson you must endure. A strong spiritual life can look directly at the joinery. It asks whether the structure is sound. It invites practical repair. It honors expert help. It protects life. It does not require you to remain beneath weight that is crushing the material. Our openness has boundaries. This makes it safer. You can open a door without removing every wall. You can welcome connection without giving immediate access to every private part of you. You can consider an opportunity without committing before you understand it. You can listen to advice without surrendering your choice. You can hold a hopeful thought without calling it a guarantee. You can welcome spiritual comfort without rejecting medical, psychological, legal, or financial expertise. These boundaries do not reduce receptivity. They give it structure. An opening without shape cannot form a secure joint. Your standards, values, and limits help define what can belong. You are not difficult because you require honesty. You are not ungrateful because you ask questions. You are not closed because you take time. You are not disloyal because you refuse harm. You are not negative because you prepare responsibly. You are creating the shape of a life that can hold good without losing stability. This is important when greater resources begin to enter. More does not automatically create peace. A larger structure needs sounder connections. More money may require clearer planning. More visibility may require stronger boundaries. More responsibility may require a better support system. More love may require deeper communication. More opportunity may require the courage to decline what does not fit. You do not have to fear expansion. You can prepare for it honestly. You can become someone who handles more without being consumed by more. Someone who receives without immediately spending all inner or outer resources. Someone who grows without abandoning rest. Someone who gives without returning to self-erasure. Someone who enjoys without expecting punishment. Someone who remains grounded when circumstances improve. The grain of your earlier life may have taught you that good is unstable. Something came, then disappeared. Someone loved you, then changed. A period of ease ended unexpectedly. You may have concluded that receiving more only creates more to lose. This conclusion deserves compassion. It was formed through experience. Yet the future is not required to repeat every earlier pattern. You can build differently because you now see differently. You can diversify support. You can ask clearer questions. You can maintain your own resources within a relationship. You can create agreements. You can learn the practical side of what you hope to receive. You can recognize early movement in an unstable joint. You can leave before the entire structure falls. Good does not need to be permanent in one unchanging form in order to be worth receiving. A season of happiness matters even if another season is difficult. A relationship can be meaningful even if it changes, though meaning never excuses harm. A job can support one stage without becoming your final identity. A home can shelter you without being the place you remain forever. Resources can be used wisely, even though amounts rise and fall. You can receive what is present without demanding that it sign a promise against all future change. This makes receiving lighter. You no longer ask each piece to become the whole structure. You let it serve its real purpose. A friend offers companionship. Work offers income, contribution, or learning. Rest offers restoration. Practice offers steadiness. Professional help offers knowledge and perspective. Your own choices offer direction. Together, these supports create resilience. You may still prefer one large answer. The mind likes a single solution. One person who ends loneliness. One opportunity that ends financial concern. One realization that ends every old pattern. Life often builds through several smaller joins. One relationship supports one part. One habit strengthens another. One decision opens a route. One resource reduces pressure. One insight helps you stop repeating a cut that never held. The structure grows. You do not have to dismiss small supports because they are not complete solutions. A narrow board can still carry weight when placed correctly. One helpful hour can matter. One honest sentence can matter. One meal can matter. One safe night can matter. One application can matter. One refusal can matter. One return to yourself can matter. Let your mind stop arguing with small good. Let it enter. Let it be useful. Let it hold what it can hold. The need to minimize good may have protected you from disappointment. You called kindness ordinary, so you would not depend on it. You called progress insignificant, so you would not hope too much. You called rest laziness before anyone else could criticize you. You dismissed your own strength because claiming it felt dangerous. You do not need to exaggerate good. You also do not need to reduce it. Accurate appreciation is enough. This helped me. This brought relief. This was kind. This choice was wise. This moment was peaceful. This progress is real. These are grounded statements. They do not claim more than the structure can carry. They let the present support you. You may hear the earlier declarations becoming shorter now. That is natural. The mind is moving away from explanation. It can rest in simpler forms. I am here. I am safe enough. I can rest. I can learn. I can choose. I can ask. I can pause. I can begin. I can receive. I can refuse. I can repair. I can release. I can grow. I can remain. I can change. Break time 2.0s. I am supported. I am capable. I am worthy. I am open. I am steady. No one of these lines needs to carry your whole life. Let each hold one small part. You are here. The room is holding you. The surface beneath you is carrying weight you do not have to carry consciously. Your breath continues without being managed. The body knows many movements that do not require instruction. It knows how to release a little pressure when it is no longer being watched. The jaw can loosen. The tongue can rest. The space around the eyes can soften. The shoulders can stop preparing to lift what is not present. The hands can become empty. The fingers do not need to grip the next outcome. The chest can move at its own pace. The stomach does not need to become flat, calm, or perfect. It can simply be supported. The legs have carried enough for this day. The feet do not need to find the next direction tonight. Let the whole body arrive where it already is. You are not descending into another task. You are landing in a structure prepared to hold you. Nothing has to be nailed down. Nothing has to be forced closed. The fit of this moment is simple. The body rests. The surface carries. The night surrounds. The unfinished work waits. The open places remain safe. You can arrive without explanation. You can arrive without proof. You can arrive as you are. The structure is holding. You may stop holding it. You do not need to return to the workbench now. The tools can remain where they are. The measurements can wait. The pieces already shaped do not lose their form because your attention moves away from them. What has been learned remains. What has been chosen remains. What has been released does not need to be gathered again tonight. The mind may still bring one more question. It may hold up one unfinished edge and ask whether it should be corrected before rest. It may present one conversation, one decision, one hope, or one uncertainty and say that this cannot wait. Sometimes something truly cannot wait. Most nights, the mind is repeating urgency rather than identifying danger. You are capable of knowing the difference. Urgency narrows the inner world. It insists that relief depends on immediate resolution. Wisdom looks at what is actually present. Is there harm requiring action now? Is there a responsibility with a real deadline before morning? Is someone depending on you in a way that cannot be postponed? If not, the piece can remain safely on the table. Morning will not erase your ability to respond. Rest may improve it. The unfinished edge is not an accusation. It is simply unfinished. A life contains many such places. Some will be shaped tomorrow. Some will change purpose. Some will no longer matter. after clearer information arrives. Some will become part of a design you cannot yet see. You do not have to finish every piece merely because it entered your hands. This is especially true of other people's expectations. Someone may have handed you a shape they wanted you to complete, a role, a duty, a version of yourself that made their life easier. You may have accepted the task before you knew you had a choice. You worked on it carefully. You tried to become dependable enough, pleasant enough, useful enough, quiet enough, successful enough, or forgiving enough to make the whole design hold. Yet the design may never have included enough room for you. It may have depended on your silence. It may have required your exhaustion. It may have called your boundaries selfish because they interrupted someone else's comfort. You are not required to complete that structure. You can set the piece down. You can examine whether it belongs to your life. You can decide that someone else's plan for you is not your calling. This does not require anger. It requires truth. The wood does not argue when it is moved from one design to another. It becomes available for a form that respects its strength. You can become available in the same way. Available to work that uses your gifts without consuming your whole identity. Available to relationships where care moves in both directions. Available to a home life in which peace is not maintained through one person's constant sacrifice. Available to greater steadiness that grows through practical choices rather than fantasy. Available to beliefs that deepen your dignity rather than threatening you with failure. The removal of a piece from the wrong structure can look like loss before it looks like freedom. There may be an empty space. The old design may appear incomplete. Others may question the change. They may prefer the version that required more from you. They may call your new shape difficult. That does not mean the choice is wrong. A secure life is not built only from what other people approve. It is built from what can carry truth over time. You can choose truth without becoming hard. You can remain loving without returning to the old position. You can wish someone well without continuing. Try to hold their weight. You can understand why they are disappointed without making their disappointment your command. This is one way the inner structure becomes stronger. The joints no longer depend on guilt. The pieces are no longer held together by fear of being misunderstood. The design begins reflecting what is real. You may still feel tenderness for the old shape. You may miss the familiar strain. Familiarity can be powerful. A burden carried for years can feel strange when it is removed. The hands may still reach for it. The mind may still ask what it should be managing. Do not mistake this reflex for proof that the burden belongs back in your life. The body remembers positions long after they are no longer required. It can learn a new posture. It can learn that empty hands are not useless hands. They are hands available for another kind of work. They can create. They can rest. They can receive. They can hold what is mutual. They can protect what matters. They can open without grasping. The image of two boards meeting securely may continue doing quiet work within you. One side does not chase the other across the floor. One side does not beg to be chosen. One side does not reshape itself every hour to match a moving pattern. The prepared pieces come together through correspondence. The joining cannot be completed through longing alone. This truth can free you from many private struggles. You do not need to persuade every person to understand you. You do not need to prove your value to every room. You do not need to turn every rejection into a project. You do not need to keep returning to a closed opportunity merely because you invested hope in it. You do not need to make every ending mean that you failed. Sometimes the shape is wrong. Sometimes the timing is wrong. Sometimes the material cannot carry the proposed weight. Sometimes another person is unwilling to participate. Sometimes a path that once fit no longer fits the life you are building. These are painful truths. They are not verdicts on your worth. The board remains valuable when one joint does not close. Its value is not created by being selected. Its grain does not become beautiful only after someone else approves the design. You can carry this into love. You are worthy before someone recognizes you. You are worthy while a relationship is forming. You are worthy if it ends. You are worthy while healing. You are worthy when you choose solitude over confusion. You are worthy when you ask for more honesty. You are worthy when someone cannot meet you. You are worthy when you cannot meet them. Worth does not depend on successful joining. Worth is present in the material itself. You can carry this into happiness. A happy hour does not prove you are doing life correctly. A difficult hour does not prove you are doing it incorrect. Emotions move, circumstances move. The deeper structure is your capacity to remain in relationship with yourself through that movement. Can you speak without contempt when you are discouraged? Can you rest before exhaustion becomes collapse? Can you ask what is needed rather than what would look impressive? Can you let one imperfect day remain one imperfect day? These questions shape a more durable form of well-being. You can carry this into money. A number can describe part of your current situation. It cannot describe your entire human value. A low number may require attention. A high number may require wisdom. Neither makes a person morally superior. You can look at facts without turning them into identity. You can learn what you were never taught. You can make corrections without shame. You can ask for fair compensation. You can say no to pressure. You can build gradually. You can receive more without believing that more makes you safer from every form of loss. Resources are tools within the structure. They matter. They are not the whole structure. You can carry this into spiritual life. A practice can support your courage. It can support compassion. It can support steadiness. It does not have to explain every event. It does not have to turn every delay into a hidden message. It does not have to make suffering your fault. It does not have to promise control over other people, chance, systems, illness, loss, or time. It can help you meet what is real with less inner violence. It can return your hands to the work that is truly yours. That is enough sacred purpose. Tonight, the work that is yours is rest. Not passive defeat, not withdrawal from life. Rest that protects the material. Rest that prepares the mind to see clearly. Rest that stops the unnecessary cutting. Rest that lets the structure settle. When a joint first closes, the pieces are not immediately pulled and twisted from every direction. They are given space to seat fully. The contact deepens through stillness. You may think that change must always feel active. Some change is the absence of the old reaction. You do not send the message. You do not reopen the argument. You do not check again. You do not make another promise. You do not explain beyond what was already clear. You do not spend what you decided to protect. You do not say yes from guilt. You do not return to the old shape merely because the new one feels unfamiliar. Nothing dramatic happens, yet the structure changes. Restraint becomes part of the craftsmanship. The unmade choice can be as important as the made choice. The words withheld from fear can protect peace. The purchase delayed can protect stability. The call not returned can protect a boundary. The argument not continued can protect dignity. The extra task not accepted can protect health. The opportunity not chased can preserve strength for a better fit. You do not need to celebrate every refusal. You can simply recognize its function. A clear no is sometimes the space in which a truer yes can eventually rest. The open places remain purposeful. They are not waiting to be filled by anything available. They are prepared for what corresponds. This requires patience. Patience is not endless tolerance. It is not remaining in harm. It is not postponing action when action is needed. It is the ability to let preparation and timing remain separate without treating the space between them as failure. You can complete your part and still wait for information. You can make the application and wait for the response. You can state the boundary and wait to see whether behavior changes. You can create the plan and wait for gradual results. You can ask for help and wait for an available appointment. You can say what you desire and wait for another person's honest answer. Waiting can contain practical movement. You continue caring for what is in your hands. You continue learning. You continue living. You do not place your entire life beside one unopened door. There are other pieces, other strengths, other sources of meaning, other forms of support. Your life is larger than the answer you are awaiting. Let this be part of tonight's rain, not a storm, not something that must transform you all at once. A steady sequence of thoughts, each landing where it can. I am more than one answer. I am more than one delay. I am more than one mistake. I am more than one ending. I am more than one number. I am more than one role. I am more than one fear. I am more than my waiting. I belong to myself. I honor my real shape. I keep my dignity. I protect my strength. I trust clear evidence. I welcome honest care. I choose mutual effort. I release one-sided strain. I stop chasing uncertainty. I value consistency. I respect my limits. I make room for rest. I let support reach me. I ask without shame. I learn without shame. I change without shame. I begin again without shame. I can move slowly. I can move clearly. I can move wisely. I can pause safely. I can leave what harms me. I can repair what is sound. I can accept what has ended. I can grieve and continue. I can hope and stay grounded. I can desire and still breathe. I can prepare and still sleep. I can care and keep boundaries. I can receive and use judgment. I can trust and ask questions. I can grow and remain myself. I am ready for mutuality. I am ready for steadiness. I am ready for truthful joy. I am ready for responsible ease. I am ready for useful support. I am ready for healthier patterns. I am ready for kinder days. I am ready for good I can hold. I meet life with open hands. I meet love with self-respect. I meet change with flexibility. I meet opportunity with care. I meet uncertainty with patience. I meet facts without fear. I meet rest without guilt. I meet myself with kindness. Let the statements continue becoming shorter. The mind does not need more explanation now. The pieces know their shape. I am present. I am steady. I am worthy. I am learning. I am supported. I am discerning. I am capable. I am protected. I am open. I am grounded. I am patient. I am honest. I am willing. I am growing. I am resting. You do not need to hold every line. Let them pass like hands moving lightly over a finished edge, checking not for flaws but for smoothness. The roughness does not need to vanish in one night. There may still be places that catch, places where fear returns, places where an old belief rises sharply, places where the mind says that good never lasts. Support always has a price, love always leaves, or happiness invites loss. These beliefs were shaped through something real. They deserve patient examination. They do not deserve complete control. You can hear the old statement without building the next choice around it. The old statement says, everyone leaves. The wiser response may be, some people left, and I am learning to recognize those who stay with integrity. The old statement says, I must do everything alone. The wiser response may be, I learned self-reliance, and I can also choose trustworthy support. The old statement says, money is always frightening. The wiser response may be, money has carried fear for me, and I can build knowledge one step at a time. The old statement says, rest is dangerous. The wiser response may be, vigilance once protected me, and sleep now helps me respond more clearly. The old statement says, I must become perfect before good can remain. The wiser response may be, secure good can meet a real person who is still growing. These responses do not insult the past, they update it. A craftsperson does not deny the earlier cut. They work with what is there. They do not pretend the grain runs in another direction. They use greater understanding to shape the next edge. You can do this without reopening every memory tonight. The body does not need a full history lesson before it can rest. A simple message may be enough. The work is paused. The room is quiet enough. The next demand is not here. The next decision is not here. Oh, the next conversation is not here. Only this supported body is here. Let your attention move downward without effort. The forehead can become less responsible. It does not need to solve. The space between the brows can widen. The eyes can stop looking for what is not in the room. The small muscles around them can release their watch. The cheeks can become heavy. The jaw can open by the smallest amount. The teeth do not need to hold the day together. The tongue can lie quietly. The throat does not need to prepare another explanation. Every unsaid sentence can wait. Every future answer can wait. The neck can give more weight to the surface beneath it. It does not need to support an invisible burden. The shoulders can lower from their old position. They can stop carrying people who are not here. They can stop carrying tomorrow. They can stop carrying the entire design. The arms can become warm and still. The elbows can rest without readiness. The hands can loosen. No piece needs to be held in place. No edge needs to be pushed. No opening needs to be filled. The fingers can curve naturally. The palms can remain empty. Empty is not lacking. Thigh is available. The chest can rise without being examined. It can fall without being controlled. The breath does not need to become deep. It does not need to follow a count. It already knows its work. Let the ribs move as much as they wish. Let the heart remain a living rhythm, not a test. The upper back can spread into support. The muscles beside the spine can stop bracing against imagined pressure. The lower back can become less involved with the future. It has carried enough of this day. The stomach can be soft without explanation. It does not need to hide fear. It does not need to perform calm. It can simply be part of a resting body. The hips can become heavier. The legs can stop preparing to move. The thighs can release effort. The knees do not need to choose a direction. The calves can be still. The ankles can rest. The feet have reached the place where they are meant to be tonight. They do not need another step. The whole body can arrive together, not as one perfect sensation. As many parts slowly agreeing that the work is done for now. The forehead rests. The jaw rests. The shoulders rest. The hands rest. The chest rests. The back rests. The stomach rests. The legs rest. The feet rest. You rest. The structure holds. The night holds. The surface holds. The breath continues. The mind may wander. It is not leaving the practice. A wandering thought is only a thought crossing the room. You do not need to follow it back to the workbench. You can let it pass. The pieces remain safe. The tools remain still. Tomorrow's light will return. Clarity can return with it. For now, there is no need to measure. No need to cut. No need to fit. No need to test. No need to prove. No need to chase. No need to persuade. No need to prepare more. This night does not require a finished life. It asks only for a body willing to be carried by rest. You have reached that place. The hands are empty. The edges are still. The joining is secure enough for sleep. You can become quiet now. Quieter. Softer. Heavier. Still. Held. Resting. Safe enough. Prepared enough. Complete enough for tonight. Nothing more needs to be added to make this night complete. The unfinished parts of life can remain unfinished. The open spaces can remain open. The questions can remain unanswered until clearer light returns. You have not failed because everything has not closed into place. A carefully prepared joint is not rushed merely because someone wants to see the finished structure. The material is respected. The timing is respected. The fit is respected. Your life deserves the same care. You may still want love deeply. You may still want more happiness in your days. You may still want greater financial steadiness, meaningful opportunity, and a stronger sense of spiritual connection. None of these desires needs to be denied before you can rest. They can lie beside you without becoming demands. They can remain alive without becoming emergencies. They can matter without controlling the night. The open ask does not say that you no longer care. It says that care no longer has to injure you. It says that hope can remain present while your body sleeps. It says that you can prepare for what supports you without chasing every possible route. It says that you can honor a preference while leaving room for wisdom. It says that you can participate fully without pretending to control both sides of the meeting. This is the quiet strength you are carrying forward. You know more clearly what belongs to you. Your choices belong to you. Your words belong to you. Your boundaries belong to you. Your preparation belongs to you. Your willingness to learn belongs to you. Your decision to seek appropriate help belongs to you. Your response to what becomes visible belongs to you. Another person's readiness does not belong to you. Another person's honesty does not belong to you. The timing of every opportunity does not belong to you. The actions of institutions, systems, markets, families, or strangers do not belong to you. You can influence some of these things. You cannot command all of them. The open ask knows this and remains open anyway. It does not collapse into helplessness. It returns your energy to the part of the structure you can shape. Tomorrow, that may mean making a call. It may mean keeping a boundary. It may mean completing a practical task. It may mean asking a direct question. It may mean listening to an answer you did not expect. It may mean looking carefully at money without turning the numbers into shame. It may mean seeking professional guidance. It may mean accepting that the wisest next action is rest. You do not need to select that action now. Morning can hold morning's work. This hour has another purpose. The boards have met. The shaped openings have found the forms they can hold. The final movement did not require violence. It required correspondence. It required two prepared sides. It required the right angle. It required enough patience for the fit to become clear. Let that image remain without further explanation. Two pieces, different shapes. One secure meeting. No nail forcing them together. No hand condemned to hold them forever. No piece losing its grain. No opening treated as a flaw. No edge made smaller merely to satisfy the wrong design. The strength is inside the fit. You are learning to seek that strength. You are learning to recognize it. You are learning that security does not need constant confusion. You are learning that worthy love can contain peace. You are learning that happiness can enter an ordinary hour. You are learning that greater resources can be approached with responsibility rather than fear. You are learning that spiritual depth can strengthen your relationship with reality. You are learning that good support leaves more of your dignity intact, not less. These lessons do not have to become complete beliefs tonight. A belief often changes through lived evidence. One boundary holds. One trustworthy person follows through. One practical plan reduces pressure. One peaceful evening passes without punishment. One honest decision creates space. One small source of support proves dependable. The mind gathers these moments. It begins to recognize another pattern. Not everything leaves. Not every opening becomes a wound. Not every act of trust ends in betrayal. Not every mistake ruins the structure. Not every delay means refusal. Not every ending means you were rejected by life. There are connections that carry weight. There are people capable of mutual care. There are choices that create greater stability. There are skills you can still learn. There are paths that cannot be seen from the position you occupy tonight. You do not need to make grand claims about them. You can remain available. That is enough. Let the remaining words become simple. I am open to what fits my life. I am patient with what is still forming. I am free from forcing every answer. I'm Tuz. I am willing to trust clear evidence. I am prepared to take wise action. I am allowed to change direction. I am worthy of mutual love. I am available to honest happiness. I am building greater financial steadiness. I am supported in seeking qualified help. I am learning to carry goods securely. I am safe to keep my boundaries. I am ready to be met truthfully. I am willing to recognize healthy support. I am free to release the wrong fit. I am becoming familiar with peace. I am becoming comfortable with consistency. I am becoming kinder toward uncertainty. I am becoming wiser with my energy. I am becoming clearer about my values. I am joined securely with life's good. Let that central line return without strain. I am joined securely with life's good. It does not say that every event will please you. It does not say that difficulty will never return. It does not say that you can avoid every loss. It says that your relationship with what supports life is becoming stronger. You can recognize care. You can participate in opportunity. You can protect peace. You can learn from truth. You can use resources wisely. You can ask for assistance. You can repair what remains sound. You can release what repeatedly harms you. You can remain connected to your worth while circumstances change. Let the line arrive once more with nothing to prove. I am joined securely with life's good. The sentence can now become quieter. Joined securely, held honestly, shaped carefully, met truthfully, open wisely, resting fully. You have carried enough words. You have carried enough questions. You have carried enough imagined futures. The mind does not need to keep the workshop open. The final tool can be placed down. The surface can be cleared. The unused pieces can remain nearby without requiring attention. Nothing valuable is being thrown away. Nothing important is being denied. The work is resting. You are resting. The inner hands can open. They do not need to hold love in place. They do not need to hold happiness in place. They do not need to hold money, opportunity, or support in place. They do not need to keep another person close through constant effort. They do not need to press tomorrow into the shape you prefer. Open hands can still care. Open hands can still act. Open hands can still build. Open hands can also sleep. The night is not asking you to surrender your discernment. It is asking you to surrender unnecessary control. There is a difference. Discernment remains available when morning comes. Your standards remain. Your values remain. Your practical intelligence remains. Your capacity to say no remains. Your capacity to say yes remains. Your desire remains. Only the pressure is being invited to leave. Pressure can leave the forehead. Pressure can leave the jaw. Pressure can leave the shoulders. Pressure can leave the hands. Pressure can leave the stomach. Pressure can leave the legs. Pressure can leave the future. The body does not need to become perfectly loose. It can release only what it is ready to release. A small amount is enough. A little more weight can pass into the surface beneath you. A little less effort can remain in the face. A little less preparation can remain in the arms. A little less responsibility can remain in the hands. You are not responsible for holding the night together. Darkness knows how to remain without your help. The hours know how to move. Morning knows how to arrive. The breath knows how to continue. Sleep does not need to be commanded. It can approach through the space left when effort ends. Perhaps thoughts will continue for a while. They can move without becoming instructions. A thought about tomorrow is not tomorrow. A memory is not the event happening again. A fear is not a finished prediction. A desire is not a demand that must be solved before sleep. Each can pass through the mind without reopening the work. The structure remains secure. The pieces remain joined. The hands remain empty. The night becomes quieter. The words become fewer. I am here. I am held. I am open. I am wise. I am worthy. I am resting. Love can meet me. Happiness can live here. Peace can remain. Support can reach me. Good can fit. I can sleep. No more shaping. No more checking. No more forcing. No more proving. Only rest. Only stillness. Only this night. The first night is complete. Nothing is lost if you do not remember the words. Nothing is undone if tomorrow contains doubt. Nothing is broken if you need to return. This practice is not a test of perfect consistency. Each night can stand alone. Each return can deepen familiarity. You can come back because the words support ye. Do not because fear says you must. For now, there is nowhere else to go. The body has arrived. The day has closed. The open places are safe. The unfinished pieces can wait. The right connections do not need to be chased through sleep. The good that can meet you will not require you to abandon yourself. Let this become your vow for the night. I meet life's good with open hands. The vow has been spoken. The hands can remain open. The heart can remain unforced. The mind can become quiet without losing what matters. Good is finding its way to you. Sleep inside the strength of what fits.